Alright, all you trash kickers, this is T Brown 65. Welcome to a discussion episode here. This episode, I will be discussing Infamy. Now, the question is, what is Infamy? Well, let's go over some examples. A girl from the Netherlands sends an insane tweet to the American Airlines. And the second one is dangerous pranks and challenges. Those are examples of infamy. Now the question is, why do I call that stuff infamy? Well, because what happens is that, yeah, they're a great way to garner attention, but the bad news, however, is that that stuff gets you in serious trouble. Okay, so what is infamy exactly? Well, answer is bad fame. Okay, you're getting famous for doing bad things, causing you to have a negative reputation, and therefore you end up facing consequences as a result. So, as I've mentioned earlier about a girl from the Netherlands, she got arrested because of that tweet that she sent out to airlines. Now, the question is, what happened to the people who participated in the Tide Pod Challenge? Hospitalization. That's what happens. They either got sick or they possibly died. And the ones who survived the poisoning, well, guess what? They end up having to pay tens of thousands of dollars in hospital bills, at minimum. And their insurance companies are they're not recipient into covering their medical bills because of the fact that they chose to make themselves sick. And what about another example of infamy? Well, this is the most recent trend that I saw. I've watched videos about the topic, is something called the Devious Lick Challenge. Now, what is a Devious Lick Challenge? It's basically when students film themselves doing illegal activities on school grounds, and then they put it on social media hoping that they'll garner a bunch of attention. So, question is, what happened exactly during the Devious Lick Challenge? Well, basically what happened, which it was the high school boys that participated in that activity. What they've done was they've demolished, school bathrooms, they've stolen buses, they've stolen, smart boards from classrooms, they've kidnapped principals, basically a bunch of terrible stuff, okay? The question is, what consequence did these students face as a result? Well, here's what happened, okay? The principal contacted the authorities in regards to the incident that took place, okay? And the principal also threatened the students that anyone who... what happened was that the principal closed down the purple bathroom for the boys because, the bathroom was fully destroyed, like the ceilings, the toilets, the sinks, soap dispensers, all that stuff, it was destroyed. So yeah, the principal had to close down that bathroom and also threaten the students that anyone who participates in such activity would be prosecuted by law enforcement. Okay? And as far as the bathrooms are concerned, well, guess what? There's no soap left. The students wasted the soap. So everyone had to use hand sanitizers to clean their hands. Now, here's my question for you, okay? To the idiots out there that think it's a good idea to participate in such challenge, I got a question. Like, what's so entertaining about it? Okay? Like, what's so entertaining about demolishing thousands of dollars worth of school property? Okay? Like, what made you think it was a good idea to film yourself doing that stuff and put it on TikTok hoping that you're going to get famous? Like, what made you think that was a good idea? Do you realize that your parents pay taxes, and some of their taxes goes towards the school system, okay? And when you do something like that, your parents end up having to pay for the damages caused by you. And I don't think your parents would be too happy about that, okay? When I was in the school system, I would never, like even when I was in middle school, okay, or elementary school or whatever, I would never come across to even think about doing stuff like that, okay? Because that stuff is insane. Because, I knew that if you did something like that, at the bare minimum, you would be expelled from school, okay? But I'm pretty certain, though, that, you'd be facing more than just expulsion. You'd also be, facing a visit from the authorities saying that, you're going to be prosecuted for the crimes that you've committed. Okay, there's people out there who, if you're a child and you did something like that, you end up in something called a juvenile detention center. Okay, it's basically like a jail for kids. That's what it's like. Okay? Here's the question I got for you, okay? Do you think, like, the students who just want to go to school to learn stuff, do you think they came to school just to, deal with your nonsense? No, they didn't. That's not what they came to school for. They came to school because they want to learn. Okay? They did not go to school to, be inconvenienced by idiots like you. Okay? And you know what? If I were the students' parents myself, where, like, if I witnessed my child, filming themselves destroying property on a school campus, and they put it on TikTok hoping that they're going to get famous, if I were the parent myself, I would confiscate their devices and shut down their social media accounts, okay? Because that kind of stuff is not how you should go about garnering fame on the internet, okay? Because, yeah, that stuff does have consequences. You can get arrested. Especially if you're an adult who did the same thing, okay? And you know what? Law enforcement, they can pull up your social media pages and find all the stuff that you posted on there. And if you're a person who posts videos of yourself doing such activity, well, guess what? Law enforcement can see it. They would get the report, they come knock on your door, and they handcuff you. And I'm sure if you had a court case about it, you'd be guilty as charged, and then you end up with a criminal record that'll haunt you for the rest of your life. Okay? So, to the parents out there, you have to discipline your kids. Okay? You need to discipline your children, because if not, then you know what? This is what happens. Kids will grow up to be horrible human beings, and it's very likely that they are going to get themselves into serious trouble. Not just short term, but long term. Like, lifelong consequences specifically, okay? Because, if you have a criminal record, guess what? You can't get anything. So, yeah, you have to discipline your children, okay? Because discipline is what makes children become good Samaritans. And if you're a person who is desperate for attention on the internet, remember that there's a lot of ways that you can, make yourself famous on the internet without getting yourself in trouble. And you have to understand that the internet is more public than being out in a big city somewhere. Okay, because you're connected to billions of other people. And when you do something crazy like what these idiots did to the bathrooms, people will definitely pay attention, and it's not going to turn out pretty for you. Okay? Why not look for other ways? Like, why won't you show off your talent? Okay? Show people, some cool stuff that you could do. Okay? Why won't you get famous doing that? Don't get famous by, doing what these idiots did. Okay? Because that's gonna destroy your reputation for the rest of your life. This is T Brown 0065 signing out. Have a good one.